Hey guys, it's Marty and welcome to Two Line Slot Cars. This week we're going to touch on the big project I have in front of me, which is redoing my layout. Now, you guys know that I loved my previous layout. 2 lines, 2 lanes, speedway was a fantastic layout. We really enjoyed it. It had great flow. Flow is a key factor in designing a track. I think that you want somewhere between super fast and super technical. Kind of try to land in the middle of that. So you have kind of the best of both worlds. You have a track that's quick. It's got some straights where you can actually like relax your mind and your focus for just a second. Having some technical things, some turns that really have to make you hit your brake points, accelerate through the turn and out of the turn, some of those things. So some S turns, some tighter corners. I know if you go back and watch my video before, I said we wanted to eliminate R1 turns. Well, in the new layout, we're not doing that. In the new layout, we have added some R1 turns, added kind of a tighter corner, changed kind of the layout of, really changed the layout. We went from a 2-lane to a 4-lane, and so that's the new thing, I guess. And that's right. 2 lines is now 4 lanes. You guys know that I take designing a layout very seriously and that I go through hundreds of revisions before I actually start tearing down the track. So over the last couple of weeks, I've been working on the layout and I basically wiped the slate cleaned off the table and started from scratch. I really thought about a lot of designs. I talked about it on my live stream a lot. Tried to take in some ideas. I've had some people send me some layout ideas, and I've tried to incorporate some of that into the layout. But there was one thing that I wanted to keep was a pretty long straight, and I felt like the best chance of me doing that on this table was to kind of go diagonal across the table. I don't know if that's the smartest thing. It does create a reach issue if you've got a problem in the straights. The challenge was I wanted to create a 4-lane track that was both analog and digital. I'm still working on the digital piece. I can run 2 lanes digital. I have the piece to go 4 lanes digital. I just need some other parts to make that happen. And then I'm doing some testing to try to eliminate as many switches as I possibly can in the 2 lines box, right? So I went through quite a few revisions, looked at a lot of different layouts, 4-lane layouts online, and I found a layout that I really kind of liked. I thought would fit the table fairly well. And I kind of stretched it and moved it, but it's pretty close. I'm not sure I love it. I'm just going to, you don't have to go to the end to find out how I'm feeling. I don't know that I love it, but I will tell you that it's growing on me. And I think that it's really, really close. The bridge, I had the long straight going over top of the dog leg that goes underneath. And that was a mistake. I thought it would be good to be able to see all the lane changers are in that center lane, or most of them. And I thought that a lot of passing would happen there when we're running digital. And so I wanted people to be able to see that whole straightaway. And what I found is the dog leg just created a marshalling problem. Talking about on the live stream, we decided to flip that. And the dog leg goes over top of the straight. On the straightaway, you go underneath the bridge. And that change was big. I went from not liking the layout to really enjoying the layout. And that was a simple change. The track didn't really change outside of the fact that the bridge was different. And what it did is it created a really cool kind of corkscrew type of turn here on this end that I'm really enjoying. Visually looks great when the car comes down the hill. You can see it right here. It comes down this hill into this turn and kind of corkscrews with that little kink, then you're flying down the straight. And I really am enjoying that. On the other end, it's just a 180 turn off of that kink, and I'm not sure that I love that, but it really creates a challenge because you're full bore into that turn, which is pretty much a 180-degree turn. R1's on the inside, R2's on the outside. Top half of the track on this side, I don't love. It's got straight sections with little kinks. It throws the car around a lot. It really upsets cars to get through there really quick. It's technical. You got to be good. You really have to work the car. You really have to drive the car. And I will tell you that because of that, I really think that it helps on any other layout because I know how to approach those types of turns. Just in the short period of time I've had this layout, it's taught me how to really approach those kind of kinks, those little chicanes, those little wiggles that are in the track. And although I don't love it, it kind of is what it is. Okay, so here's the current layout, the way I finished to this point. Now, I have mapped out a few different changes, possibly, and so I'm kind of just thinking about those, trying to decide what to do. But as you can see, one of the things that we're dealing with is we have some R1 turns. Again, I'm not against R1 turns. It was nice that the previous layout did not have any. This is a new layout, a new game. This is a 4-lane layout with an 8-foot wide table. It's really tough to not have some R1 turns. The layout gets real big real quick with 230 as your inner, 330 as your outside, and then even 330 and 415s. Those get pretty big, those turns. So I wanted some varying radius turns like normal in other layouts. So this is what we got: the long straight through the start finish line into the right hander into that 180 turn. And then this top section is what I'm not really loving. It's just little kinks with straight stretches. It was almost like I was just trying to get length in the track. We're about, 1,748 centimeters, which I think is around 57 feet. One thing to note is, so you understand, my old track, 8-second laps were really fast, no magnet laps. If you were under 8 seconds, you were really fast. Now, I had some cars that had some mag effect motors that were getting down in the 7s, deep in the 7s, and even had one car that will run under 7 seconds. No magnets, but had pretty strong mag effect and a 25K motor. 8 seconds, 8 to 8.2s, 8.3s were really good, quick times on that layout. This layout, that was 97 feet. This layout, a really fast lap is 5 seconds flat. The track record is just over 5 seconds for no magnet. Most laps are mid 5s. So a really good car will run, 5.4s. My Group C cars run 5.4s. My Group 5 cars run, 5.3s, 5.4s. Right in that same area. They're very, very close. My Thunder slots are further closer to that 5 second mark. So that kind of gives you an idea what we're doing on this layout. Now, here's one of the major proposal changes that I have for the existing layout. Not this one. This is a layout that Jason Coburn sent me. Changed and put those S turns in the upper right-hand corner. And I think that I could make that fit. It has some potential. That big turn, the big S turn at the top I like, but that real tight circles there on the left-hand side, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about that. I really don't know if I would enjoy that or not. I don't have all the track pieces that I need to make that happen. I would have to pick up some more track. That is a potential, but this is actually the big change that I'm looking at making. The same turn on the right, same stretch, but I lengthen the bridge going across because it comes in at an angle. So I feel like that might make that whole section a little quicker. And then you've got the big S turns, the double sweeper there that are the kind of the shake. And I feel like there's one too many of those in that, but I don't hate it. So I'm short 2 pieces of track from making this. So if I can find 2 pieces of 330 track this weekend, this layout will happen, I think, because I want to test it compared to this. So this is what I have now. This is the change that I'm proposing. So what do you think? Just like the eye doctor, choice A or choice B? Choice A, choice B. I'm really leaning toward B. Only because it smooths out. I like those S turns. I love the S turns on the old layout. This kind of gives me some of that. And you get a little longer straight getting across the track. I don't know how that changes. It does get me away from the pole, which is really nice to be able to get away from that silly pole. Yeah, this is what we're looking at. And these are the proposed changes. So tell me what you think. Do you like these changes? Do you not like these changes? Maybe I'll show you some footage of this layout. Maybe let's run the new Nissan. Got to test this on the track for race 2 of my stint at Cincy Slots on Thursday. I went with the fat turbo in Group C and really struggled with that car. I kind of messed up the front end late minute tuning. Didn't really get a chance to test it. I thought it was a little quicker. I really didn't trust my tuning on the Nissan because it was a new car. On the second race, I swapped it out. and I ran 23 laps in 3.5 minutes, which is pretty good. Which means if I would have done that on the first race, that would have put me up probably right there around the fifth place, maybe tied for 5th with a few other people. Yeah, the Nissan really performed. So let's go hit the track with the Nissan and see what you think of this layout, and then I'll do a follow-up video if I make these changes. So if the comments say you should really change this, Marty, into the choice B, that's what we'll do. I'll find some 330 track. I just need 2 pieces, and we'll make it happen and see how it goes. So let's hit the track. Okay, this is the Nissan slotted Group C car running in the red lane. Let's see what kind of lap times we get with this. I'm running the track at 12 volts right now, just because at 14 volts, these R1 turns really cause problems, and I think the cars are probably just as fast at 12 volts on this type of track from a lap time standpoint, just because they can get through the tighter turns faster. Slotted Nissan running the white lane. A little overdrive from that. There we go. That's the white lane. So there you go, guys. There's some laps in all 4 lanes. Let me know what you think. Do you like the 4-lane layout? Do you think this would be a fun layout? They're only about 57-foot lane lengths. I know it's a smaller course than we're used to here at 2 lines, but I think once we get 3 or 4 people on the track, then the competition will make the layout a lot more fun. It's starting to grow on me. I will admit that I'm getting better at driving it. Wasn't so great in the footage you just saw, but you know, I'm still learning this track. But I think that it's growing on me. I think that it's getting better. I think with the proposed changes, I might like it even more. So give me a vote in the comments. Do you like the new changes that are proposed for the track? I got to track down 2 pieces of 330 track in Chillicothe, Ohio. It's not going to happen, probably. Probably have to order it. So if you like this kind of content, you want to find out more about 2-line speedway, the layout changes from 2-lane to 4 lanes, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified anytime I put out new content. And guys, I really appreciate you tuning in. I hope you're enjoying this. Hope you're growing in the hobby right along with me. I'm having a blast. We're doing some racing down at Cincinnati Slots, getting to meet up with a lot of great people. Really enjoying that on Thursday nights. This is fun. This hobby is a lot of fun. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. So get out there and have some fun racing.